Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to show you my method to creating original fantasy names. And you can use this to make, sci-fi names or just kind of unique names. So the first thing I like to do is I always keep my eye out for kind of words I like or something different and I think it's kind of cool. And I'll kind of remember it, and basically what I do is I just continue to play around with it until I find names that I really like. And then I work on spelling and all that to kind of change them up a bit. So let's see, what is a good... Okay, let's use the word Waterloo. So that is the name of a sparkling water I have. Look at that. So I write it out. It's backwards, but that's okay. So Waterloo. So what are some words I can make out of this word? I can make loo. I can make Terlo. Terlo. I could make low. That could be a name. Oh, it's awful. Okay, there we go. Back again. So what can I do? I can do roll. Ret. R-E-T. So I basically just combine all of the kind of sounds and letters until I get a list of things I like. And you're gonna get like a lot of things that are stupid. Like, for example, like roll, like R-O-L. That's kind of a dumb name. I don't really like it. Rally, R-A-L-E. Don't really like that one. This is actually kind of a bad word to use, so maybe I'll reshoot this with a different one, but probably not, because I'm lazy as fuck, so. I'm going to take the word Terlo. This is going to be the word I like out of this, pretty much the only one. So Terlo, T-E-R-L-O. So, next I work on spelling. Usually, I figure out the way I want it to be pronounced, and then I'll rewrite it phonetically. Especially with fantasy names, I think it's important to spell them phonetically. Or if you're going to spell them uniquely, use common phonetics from other languages. Like how certain sound, like the Spanish word has certain sound groupings together, or, German or whatever. And use those because people will still know what they're supposed to sound like. If you start adding in fucking like silent J's and fucking like random Q's that aren't supposed to be pronounced or that are supposed to sound like X's or something, people are never gonna pronounce your characters right, and you're gonna kind of look like a hot mess, to be honest. When I see people try like over the top to have like these fucking crazy spelt names, I'm always like, I'm not gonna remember this name, and then I make up my own. And I mean, if you really like it, you can do what you want, I guess, but I mean, most readers kind of want some idea on how to pronounce names, and of course, especially with fantasy and even sci-fi, people are probably gonna mispronounce your names, and it is what it is. You can put in spelling guides or something if you really want them, if you care like that much. But for the most part, just make it easy enough to say, because they're probably going to spell it out in their head phonetically. So I like to spell it phonetically. So anyway, back to Terlo. Maybe I don't want that E. Maybe I'll change it to an A. Tarlo. Tarla. Kind of sounds like Carla. Tarlo. So I like low with a W because it's a little extra letter, so Tarlo. So, our final spelling from Waterloo is Tarlo. That is the name I got from it. I kind of like it. It's not my favorite. I imagine Tarlo to be to me, it's a very masculine name. Like some kind of scrappy young lad, maybe grew up in a small village and, I don't know, causes trouble. Oh, that Tarlo kid always, I don't know what kids do, fucking throwing rocks out windows accidentally. That kind of seems like something bad, but, so, we got and that is how you get Waterloo to Tarlo, following my easy method. So some other ways you can get fantasy names, you can obviously Google them. There's lots of name generators online, things like that. Another thing I like to do is just find unique names and straight up steal them. I stay away from stealing actual names of like pop fiction characters. Like I would never name a character Aang, or I would never name a character Jean-Luc Picard, example, if you're doing sci-fi. You know, I wouldn't name characters, things like that, or like Loxana. I would never pick popular names, but names of towns, roads, kind of things like that. If you're looking more on the sci-fi side, a lot of science equipment and medical equipment has kind of unique names you can kind of steal and a little bit change and copy. I'm trying to think. I know there was another thing I was gonna say. Oh, taking regular, just fucking people names and changing them. Like, for example, in Star Trek, Loxana Troy was the mother, is the mother of Deanna Troy, and Loxana is pretty much the name Roxana, but kind of tweaked. You know, you got an L and then you got an Anna instead of Anna. You can kind of do things like that. For example, let's see, you could take the name, yeah, I don't got an example for this one. I'm just going to stick with that Loxana example. Roxana, Loxana. Pretty similar. And then, you know, when it comes down to it, names are not as important as we writers make them seem. I'm very much a hypocrite for saying this because I do obsess, like, finding the perfect name. But you're the only one who's gonna care about the name because the readers are just gonna say, oh, this is the character's name. They're not really gonna give it a second thought. Unless it's something really stupid or really weird in a bad way. You know what I mean? So, those are my tips and my kind of unique-ish way of coming up with character names. I'm sure it's not probably a new thing. I'm sure lots of people do it, but that's just how I do it. So, yeah. I haven't made videos in forever because I have been working so much. Because, unfortunately, it's hard to make money off writing when you haven't actually published a book yet. So, that's kind of where I am. I dyed my hair again. I cut bangs because I have no control over my life. Just kidding. Ooh, cringy. Okay. One day I feel like I'll look back on these videos and I will really hate them. I already hate them now, so. But yeah, if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. I do plan on eventually one day getting my life together enough to make a coherent mini writing series for you guys, because I think that inside every writer is an amazing author that is gonna burst out one day. So I think that you guys are all gonna do fabulous in all of the books and writing you guys are doing, and I will see you next time before I keep rambling on my extro.